Who's a fun guy? Yes, we're going to be talking about fungi. We've been conditioned to think that all fungi is bad. So think of like the black mold in your house and think about like the mold that comes up in your grass. But with houseplants, that's not always the case. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through a series of molds that are very common in houseplants. We're going to start with the bad, and then we're going to go to the meh, doesn't really hurt it. And then we'll go into the actual fungi that's good for your plants. So this is going to be fun. If you see fungi on your plants, just stop, breathe, and we'll figure this out. Fungi happens, whether it's the bad fungi or the meh fungi. Fungi happens because there's too much water in the soil and the root system for the plant can't suck it up fast enough. Also, if there's bad airflow in the room, so fungi will settle into that moist area, and that's how it grows. There are ways that we can get rid of that though. That's just another problem that we have tools to solve. The bad mold. It's a black fungus that grows on the surface of your plant on the clear, sticky honeydew secretion that comes from pests like scale and mealybug. It directly interferes with photosynthesis and you'll get stunted growth and leaf drop. Sooty mold is bad. Another bad one, powdery mildew. It looks like powdered sugar on your plant leaves. It's a common airborne fungus that can get out of hand pretty quickly, and it will sap your plant of nutrients, causing deformed leaves. Another bad one, gray mold, which is also called botrytis. Large gray tan patches on the leaves, stems, or flowers. If your plant is wet a lot or you miss too frequently, this is the one you'll see. It usually affects older leaves and enters the plant through broken stems or broken leaves. And finally, for the bad, generic fungal leaf spots. It depends on where you live and your environment. Any number of fungal species can cause this damage, and it is largely caused when random spores find a warm, wet leaf to land on, and it just happens. The way to get rid of it is wash the leaves, remove the badly damaged tissues, and then treat with a fungicide. Normally you can go to your nursery or anywhere like that and you can get a fungicide. Usually they're copper-based, but if you want something that you have at home as more of a preventative, cinnamon is a great fungicide. On to the meh. So these are ones that won't hurt your plant, and you can choose to remove them if you want. The first one are small yellowish mushrooms. The spores that cause these mushrooms grow when they're introduced into your soil from the outside, so they can come from your clothing. They're harmless to your plant, but you don't want pets or kids eating them because you just don't know if they're edible. So just pluck them off, and then if they regrow, it might be time to change your soil. White mold. It grows on the surface of your plant's soil. Very common, and it won't harm your plant. So the best way to get rid of it, scrape the top couple of inches off the soil, and then if it comes back again, repot it. And finally, the good. In nature, your plant's outside, there is a fungal network that grows in the soil that actually brings nutrients to the root itself. And this is called mycorrhiza. Mycorrhiza. So they're a specific type of fungi. It's not species specific. There's quite a few of them out there that are very beneficial to your plants. And the cool thing about it is that you can add this into your soil as well as an additive. So it's expensive, but it is something that might be beneficial to you if you have a lot of collector's plants. I actually add it into the tropical soil that I sell on my plant shop because I want your plants to have the absolute very best opportunity to grow. So those are all the fungi, not fun guys, but fungi that your plant can have to deal with. Follow for more plant talk.